course. Okay, so for those of you that don't know me, my name's Alex Smallman. I'm now a personal trainer down here in Brighton, but I have 4 different income streams with all that I do. I have a retreat business, I have a big fitness movement for mummies called Uber Mummies. I obviously have my Juice Plus business, and I do a lot of foodie related things as well. So everything I do is about helping people and really looking after people, I guess. And I've found utter passion in all of those things. My background, though, in my 20s was that I was a female natural stone tiler. So I, for 10 years, worked on a construction site, not necessarily your average girly job, but my ex and I had a very successful construction business. I was a natural stone tiler for nearly 10 years, and then I had a breakdown 8 years ago, suffered with 4 years of very bad depression. And I now, what brings me to do all the things I do today is that I build all of my business around 3 pillars. That is 1, building community, bringing people together. 2, foundational health, nutrition, because these are really key, important things that really helped me. So why wouldn't I then naturally share that with someone else? And the 3rd thing is exercise and moving your body, because when you have all those pillars in place, then everything in day-to-day life becomes better. So that's a little bit of background, I guess. My Juice Plus story started 6 years ago when my mother got diagnosed with very severe rheumatoid arthritis. And I'm just going to say this now, guys. I do not want you, and you'll hear me say this a few times through this call, it's really important that we do not make any medical claims with Juice Plus, okay? This is my story. This is what happened for my mum, so therefore it's my story to be able to share with other people. You can reference it, but I'm not for 1 minute sat here saying my mum's rheumatoid arthritis has been cured by Juice Plus, and it's really important that we don't say those things. But anyway, just going back to how it all came about. So mum got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. We were simply looking for a natural route to go down to try and reduce her symptoms. She had extremely high inflammatory markers, CRP, systemic inflammation markers. They needed to be dropped. We were researching what drops or what helps with inflammation. It's a broad spectrum of whole foods. And a girlfriend of mine, Rachel, introduced Juice Plus to us and said, "What have you got to lose?" And that's what I said to mum. I was like, what have we got to lose? Imagine if this could make the difference, right? And it did. So yeah, that's kind of how Juice Plus came into our lives.
Amazing. I love that. I love the 3 pillar thing that you said. I think that's really key. I took note of that. But the question I want to ask, though, I know obviously that's how you came to find Juice Plus, but why is it now, 6 years on, that you recommend Juice Plus and not something else? Because there's other plant-based things out there, the whole food supplement. So why Juice Plus?
So I think we've got to look. I mean, I remember when I first started my Juice Plus business, and I came back from this event and I was like, oh my God, this is exactly this is what I know. This is what I've been researching. This is what we know we should all be doing. Everyone's got to take Juice Plus. You're crazy if you don't. But I think what's back, 6 years ago or 5.5 years ago, health wasn't so at the forefront of people's minds, but I think there's nothing more exciting for us that are especially with Juice Plus. There are all these products, different products here, there and everywhere that are all, natural products, vegan, plant-based protein powder. But what I love about Juice Plus is that it's just bang on the money for being really flipping simple, right? It's exactly what everybody is talking about right now. It's what everybody's been talking about for years. It's what people have been reporting on medically and nutritionally. It's just that right now, the buzzwords, whole foods, plant-based, vegan, vegetarian, reducing inflammation, very high, people living in very highly stressed lives. The way to be able to bring all those stress levels down is that we need to be eating a diet rich in whole foods. What do people not do enough of? Eat a diet rich in whole foods. What is Juice Plus? A massive broad spectrum of whole foods. This is not a bit of, some people say to me, oh, which one should I take, Alex? It's not that. It's get as much in as possible double up if you need to, treble up if you need to, right? We're dealing with something that is so natural that, you know, it's the broad spectrum of colour and the broad spectrum of variety that people are not managing to do on a daily basis just through what they eat. So we have that exact thing to bridge the nutritional gap. I love it because it's not faddy. It's really simple. It's just that put the foundations in, put the micronutrients in at a cellular level, first thing in the morning, and then whatever you manage to do over and above that, be really excited about it. And your body's going to start wanting more of that the more you put the good stuff in. But if you don't put it in, it's not going to crave that. Why Juice Plus? The fact we give it to kids for free. I mean, that was, for me, that was like gold dust. I'm like, how amazing that we can impact the future of children with something so special and real. That's like the biggest tick out of everything, you know. So, and for me, I'm not someone that flits around, you know. I'm like, once I find something I absolutely love and that makes sense, and also, right, what it's done for mum, I'll never not share that. What it's done for me and what I know helped me when I suffered with really bad depression for 4 years, you know, gut, brain, the whole thing together. These are things that connect. So flood your gut with all the good stuff and everything will just become more and more positive.
Amazing. Such a good answer every single time. So my next question for you is, Alex, if you could only take one of the Juice Plus products, what would be your non-negotiable and why? Oh,
okay. Only one out of any of them, not the capsules, any product.
No, that counts. That counts as one set. That's a product.
That's a product. Okay.
Yeah.
Those.
Yeah.
Without question. So that as a product, because that is giving you antioxidants, it's giving you the polyphenols, it's giving you the phytonutrients, it's giving you the micronutrients. You know, these are all things that are absolute foundations for building really good health. And you must not come off this call tonight and think, oh my God, she said words, I don't know what she's even talking about. You don't need to be I'm always like, sweetheart, you don't need to be a scientist to share this, okay? You don't need to go away feeling bombarded or bamboozled, because it's all done for you. You know, this product is, we know the amazing company we have behind us. We know the huge raft of clinical and medical research, published medical journals that doctors reference. You know, this is not just paid for research. This is proper bulletproof research. So you don't need to worry about what you're sharing, and you don't need to be a scientist, but you do need to be able to speak from a perspective of just knowing a few key words, you know. And do you want me just to elaborate a tiny bit on where I'm at with that? So lots of people say, well, why should I take this and not a multivitamin? So a multivitamin is a bound together bundle of isolated vitamins that are taken, split out of foods. So if you've got a multivitamin that's got 6 different vitamins in it, those are vitamins that have been taken out of foods, singular, and then put together and bound together most of the time with something synthetic. So what your body actually recognizes out of that, and what you need to know is that actually day to day, in most of what we eat, whether you've got the worst diet in the world or whether you've actually got a really good diet, most people are actually getting in their vitamin quota every single day, okay? But where people are lacking, and this is what sets Juice Plus apart, is that they're not getting in the trillions of phytonutrients, the massive building blocks, the broad spectrum that you only get from eating whole foods. So if on an amazing day you manage to eat 5 whole foods or 10 whole foods, then brilliant. But most people don't actually manage that at all, okay? So what you've got to imagine with that is this is not to be compared to portions. This has got to be compared to, or not compared, just getting in trillions of phytonutrients from whole foods. So the whole foods get pulped, you get all the goodness from the skin, the pips, the core, the everything. All of it goes through that a very low temperature drying process, and you're left with the very, very best bits, okay? So not to be compared to vitamins, really important. You're getting all your vitamins and your minerals and fibre, but trillions of phytonutrients, and those are the real key building blocks.
So good. I just said okay, so you answered this really well at the Power Day, and I know there was about 10 of our team there, but for the sake of everyone else, why is it 120 days, and why do we not do 1 month trials?
Okay, so we're living in this really really annoying, crappy, faddy world where people are bamboozled by too much information. They're like, oh, this diet says I should do this diet says I should do that, oh, I'm going to try this week, oh, I'm going to try this week. And what people need to be brought back to is that actually, if you want results, right, and I say this to people if I'm training them as PT clients, if I'm training my Uber mummies, I'm like, if you come to Uber mummies twice in a week and then you decide not to come again, you're not going to get the results you want, right? It's got to build with consistency. We all know if we go to the gym or we do exercise consistently, inches will come off, bodies will change, fitness will grow, and it's exactly the same with foundational health. So all of Juice Plus capsules get supplied in a 4-month batch, and the absolute answer, professional answer to that, remember you don't need to be a professional, but the reason for it is that everything works in cycles, right? So your skin is your largest organ in your whole body. A skin cycle is 8 to 10 weeks. So, and your hair cycle is 10 to 14 weeks. So you can see, if you only took Juice Plus for 4 weeks, you'd never get through a full skin cycle, and you'd never get through a full hair cycle. So that's the reason, right? It's been, all our research is done on the compound effect of Juice Plus, okay? So I spoke about the Omega capsules and a research, big study that's being done on these. That study is going to take 4 years. It's not just going to take a month and be like, oh yeah, the Omegas are amazing, and you know, this is what they do for your heart, and la 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 la. It's like 4 years they're gonna do that study over. Okay, so it's really important, and I just say to people, just do something really flipping good for yourself every single day, and be really excited that your body knows exactly what that is, because it's food, so it recognizes food, and just let it do its thing on the inside. And going back to Mum with her rheumatoid arthritis, and this is the most powerful bit that I always share, is that at the end of, so she had extreme fatigue when she got diagnosed. I can see, actually, she's on the call tonight. But she had extreme fatigue, and there's nothing worse than seeing someone you absolutely adore not be able to pull themselves through the day. And we all know, if you take Juice Plus and take Juice Plus capsules, most people will say they feel like they've got better or more consistent energy. It's definitely a common thread over a period of time. You can't say to somebody how quickly that's going to happen. Everybody's bodies are different, and that's what I always say to people. I'm like, I don't know, sweetheart, how long it's going to take. I'm not going to promise you how long it's going to take, but I am going to tell you that after 4 months, you should be noticing some differences, right? But the reason, just going back to Mum's story very quickly, because it's an important point to mention, after the first 4-month batch of her taking the capsules, her energy after 8 weeks was definitely considerably different. There was a big noticeable change. At the end of 4 months, she had a blood test done. And the only way to measure the inflammatory markers for rheumatoid arthritis is by bloods. Okay, so you can't see it on the outside. There's no point going, oh, I can definitely tell your inflammatory markers have dropped, because you can't see it, right? It's only bloods that will tell you that. So after 4 months, there was a small drop. On month 7, so if she hadn't have gone into that next batch of 4 months, right, this is key information, and why you should be talking to people about the long-term game, not the quick fix. On month 7, her Mum's inflammatory markers, this is not for everybody, okay, because I've got another gorgeous girly part of my team, her inflammatory markers haven't dropped to 0, but this is Mum's story. Mum's inflammatory markers dropped on month 7 from sky high to 0, and her inflammatory markers have never risen in 5.5 years. And at that point, they halved her methotrexate, which is a low dose for cancer drug, which she takes to manage her rheumatoid arthritis. And they've never upped that either in 5.5 years. So that just goes to show you that if she hadn't have gone through that into that next 4-month batch, we wouldn't have seen those results. So hopefully that answers in quite a long-winded way why it's important that people understand how this product is supplied. It's compound effect. Little by little, your body will start knowing what to do, and just do it, right?
Love it. So let's switch over now to the complete. So the complete products are things like the shakes, the bars, the soups, anything else?
That's it.
Okay, so yeah, the complete range. Why do you love the complete range, and what are the benefits of these products?
So let's focus on the complete, because the complete, we're talking about the same nutrition, right? There's a reason this product is called complete. If it's the complete soups, if it's the complete bars, if it's the complete smoothies, and that's because they have the complete nutrition that you would get from a whole meal. Okay, so they can be used as meal replacements. For me, I don't build my business at all about anything to do with diets or weight loss at all. I build everything around foundational health, and I talk to people and share the complete. You know, most of my clients are on capsules, Omegas complete, easy, simple, foundational health. The complete needs to be looked at, how I talk to clients about it, as your like go-to on the go healthy fast food, if you like, right? And you could say the same for one of the bars, you could say the same for one of the soups. But the smoothies, the reason they're so brilliant is because whole food, whole family, right? You can give it to children, be making smoothies in the morning, busy mums dashing in and out. The whole product range of Juice Plus is perfect for people with gluten intolerance or celiacs, so that's a really lovely thing to be able to be really confident about. People with lactose intolerances, anybody that's lactose intolerant, vegan, as we've said. The complete is just providing people with the right macronutrients. So these are your micronutrients, okay? So if there's a couple of words that you go away and just have a little look at, macro and micronutrients are the capsules, okay? So they're like the micronutrients that go in and flood your cells, okay? Get right in there. The complete is like your fuel, every day, on the go fuel. Macronutrition, so the right proteins, the right carbohydrates, the right fats are contained within 1 scoop of the complete. So you're going to end up with what you have is something that's very balanced and low GI, and that means very slow releasing energy. So anybody that uses the complete will know that they feel like they feel like it sustains them, rather than that quick high. If you ate a quick bar of chocolate or something and then you have a massive crash and then you're like, oh God, I need something to pull me up again. It will fuel your body, right? And this is how I always talk to clients. Talk about fueling your body. Put the good stuff in at a cellular level. Use the complete to fuel yourself. You can have another smoothie at lunchtime, back from the gym, pre and post workout, and fuel your body to repair. Okay, that's what you want to be talking about, not just for the quick hit. Fuel it to recover and perform better for you.
Love that. I'm so engrossed when you start talking. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I think something that our team does, which is great, and it goes on with what you're saying, is that we don't just show like the shakes. We show that you can make pancakes. I know people have done some different cool things in the health club and stuff. So yeah, I completely agree with that, showing that like when we started 4 years ago, it was all about, 2 shakes a day and helping people lose weight. And I think we've come on so far since then. I myself have gained weight using the products and muscle and everything. So I think I love the versatility of the complete. So I think that's great. You've already sort of touched upon this. So the Omega blend.
Yeah.
Why are these so special? Because there's obviously other vegan Omegas out there, but there's something special about ours.
Yeah, so what you've got with our Omega blend, so these have been 10 years in the making with Juice Plus, okay? So not something they just suddenly magicked out of the thin air. I think the lovely thing also about Juice Plus, and if you've been in the business for a while, you know, over the past few years, when something, a product or not a product, an ingredient isn't serving Juice Plus right, so maybe if it's like not serving, what, you know, what am I trying to say? If we're using so papaya, for example, papaya has been taken out of Juice Plus product and is now being replaced with mango, and that's because papaya crops are not sustainable as much as mango is. So we have to remember that we've always got to be able to be prepared to move with these things. But when I talk about these being having been in the making for 10 years, Juice Plus have taken the time to properly find all the right components to build a really amazing, powerful omega blend. Okay, so this is not just an omega-3, this is an omega-3, 5, 6, 7 and 9. So these are all different omegas, and so many people just think omega is found in fish, but actually where the most powerful part of omegas actually come from are the algae on the seabed, so what the fish actually feed off. So these, I mean, it's not to say that I haven't, to be honest, I haven't gone out there and done a huge comparison alongside a ton of different other omega blends. But what I do know is that this is a very complex omega blend, extremely powerful ingredients, and you should go onto your virtual office and you should find the Omega's frequently asked questions document, because that's got some really good succinct answers to do with this. And you should go and find the Omega's fact sheet, which will give you all the ingredients, and then just take the time to Google one by one sea buckthorn, tomato seed oil, the algae that's used, and you'll just understand, you'll build your own little story around it as to why this is so powerful. And again, it's very much like taking all the capsules together, it's the synergy. Okay, so we're not just getting one omega-3, we've got a broad spectrum, which again means the synergy within your body and how that responds to it is going to be far more powerful than just taking on one isolate, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Incredible answer. So the final question for you is based upon the Children's Health Study, or now as it's called, the Healthy Starts for Families. How do you build your business based upon this product? And why is it so beneficial for the customer?
There's everything I love, everything. I'm so passionate about people understanding the importance of foundational health, right? Play the long-term game. I say this to people all the time, and you only have to, like, I'm not crazy into researching things, but I love understanding things. And, you know, when you look at what people are saying about health, it's not what you do now, it's what you do now is going to show up in the future. So it's really important that we speak to people from a perspective of, one, trying to get them to understand how they spend money, okay, because it's very interesting when you start talking to people about, you know, do you buy a cup of coffee every day, do you buy a pastry, do you skip breakfast, you know, do you just, you know, do you buy a juice in the afternoon when you're in town in London, you know. I mean, I'm dealing with mums all day long. I've got a massive network, a big social network, you know, everything I do is about people, and I absolutely love people, and I love people understanding the importance of health. So it's very natural for me, and what it's done for Mum, what this product's done for me. You know, I've had 5.5 years of just before I took Juice Plus, I used to get horrific hormonal spots. I've had 5.5 years of no hormonal spots. I used to get bronchitis and tonsillitis every 3 months, either bronchitis first, then tonsillitis, or tonsillitis, then bronchitis every 3 months, which would mean I then was on antibiotics, which would then mean I then had terrible thrush. Sorry, Dan. But, you know, like, it was just this flipping awful, and I'm nearly 38 now, but it's just like horrific, perpetual cycle of just annoyance, right? Really annoying. So I understand the importance of building at a cellular level. I understand how important that is to let it build day after day after day. So naturally, that's what I share with other people. But the fact that anybody that's on these, or just the fruit and vegetables, right? So if you don't know this information, all of the capsules or an adult on the fruit and vegetables, you can give this product to children for free. But this is not just kids, littlies, right? This is children between the ages of 4 and 21 for up to 4 years. So if there's a teenager, so, I personally believe the teenage health market, or the teenage market, is in dire need of all of our help, right? Teenagers struggling with stress, with anxiety, with comparison, with skin, with trying to study, with social media. The world's just gone completely bonkers, and they're just not feeding themselves properly. So if a parent knew that they could just get this into their kids, then any parent would go for it. So if you're not sharing that, how are you going to ever know the answer to it? And what I say to people is, it's £2.04 a day to take all of these, right? So if that's you and a child, it's £1 each a day. Well, you only have to walk into blooming Tesco's or any supermarket and try and buy one punnet of blueberries for £3.50, and then hold back on how many of them you eat because they're so bloody expensive. So I just think you just got to be the way you're talking to people is just trying to get them to lock into that, where the investment needs to be made first. But what that does for a client, well, they get free nutrition for their children. What parent doesn't love that? If they're little, they get the little chewables. If they're able to swallow capsules, they'll get one pot. If they're aged 14 and above, they'll get a full adult quota of these. They get 2 pots of fruit, 2 pots of veg. It's worth 41 quid, right? So, that's a lovely, lovely, lovely foundation for a parent. What it does for us as distributors, because your client can benefit for up to 4 years, it gains us a true residual business. I mean, that is like every 4 months, they're going to receive their new capsules, they're going to receive their free children's product, and they're just going to love their health journey for them and their kids. And I just think that's the nuts and bolts of it, isn't it? I mean, that's just like so, isn't that just so amazing? I don't know another company that gives free nutrition to children,